Hello and welcome to the Overwatch Watchers Brawl. I am Spaceman and I'm joined by the fabulous Raygon. How are you doing today, Raygon?
I'm doing great, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing very well because we've got a matchup between Spectre Leviathan versus Luminescent Gaming this evening. Both teams being knocked out by Aptix Esports, perhaps maybe the favourite in the tournament, and both teams now in the lower bracket. So both teams fighting it out to stay in contention.
Can't wait.
It's going to be good, and what's even more exciting is we have someone in the chat already from one of the teams here. We have Sokotoa from Spectre Leviathan here. Sokotoa, why don't you just quickly introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Sokotoa. I'm the main tank for Spectre Leviathan.
Hello there, indeed. So, main tank, right?
Yes,
we are in a format where there are hero bans. Have you experienced perhaps your favourite hero or your main tank being banned
for
in
sure.
previous matchups?
Yeah, for sure. Winston got banned after playing it on Lijiang, and then that felt like pretty bad because we played a map with Winston, or like a map with Winston. It's usually favored, and it felt really awkward without it.
So there's a little bit of strategy towards the picks there. So you felt that Winston went. Did Reinhardt get banned a lot? I take it he did.
Not actually. No, we actually got Zarya banned a couple times.
Oh, nice. I suppose like if you don't have the grav, you can't pull off those grav combos, and that's a lot of DPS as well. Taken out of the regular 3-3 kind of heavy goat style compositions. Did you experience any strange compositions due to the hero bans in your previous matches?
We did at some point end up running a decent amount of like Orisa comps because we had like I said, we had our Winston band off, so like we were running a bunker comp instead of what our usual like dive defense would be. Aside from that, for the most part, the compositions for teams have kind of remained pretty consistent or normal, quote unquote. Yeah.
So I have to ask, how was your game against Aptix Esports? So obviously they did manage to get the win there, but you did take a map off them, which Spectre Leviathan.
I don't think we took a map off of them.
Oh, sorry, no, it's the other way around there. So they managed to take a map. Apologies there. So but it must have been a pretty tough matchup though.
Yeah, their 4 DPS was really, really good. Like they ran 4 DPS with like the Hammond and the Mercy, and honestly, it felt pretty like yikes. Like what? We're just surrounded. So they're a pretty good team. But aside from that, when they ran goats, it felt like it was pretty doable.
Okay, so perhaps the hero bans there actually coming into it quite a bit. trying to get away from the goats positions, and maybe you guys trying to ban some DPS picks, or maybe even Mercy or something like that. I know you're not going to reveal all of your strategies for today's games here, but can I ask, are there any heroes you're kind of thinking of banning, bringing up if you get the opportunity to?
Just look out for the Symmetra or the Mei. Who knows? Maybe a mix of the two.
Cool.
That's all I gotta say.
And I do have to ask as well, because we are running MVP of the day here as well. Is there, you can say yourself here, but is there anyone in your team that also stands out to you that might be chat's favorite here for MVP?
Honestly, McConquer, really. He pulls out like a pretty big dick play, here and there. So definitely look out for him. He'll be popping off.
Cool. So looking for Conqueror to pop off. We will keep an eye out there. And but before we wrap this up, I do have one last non-Overwatch related question to go to. So Katoa, that's trigonometry, right?
That's trigonometry.
Any special meaning behind the name, or are you hoping to get some decent angles out there today?
It's mainly just I'm a physics and philosophy major, so basically we obviously use a lot of math, and trigonometry is like used a lot. And I was like, wow, this is a really fun acronym that, it's pretty recognizable. So I was like, you know what? That's my name.
Oh, nice. Well, hopefully some physics and maybe some philosophy might come into play here.
That. Look out for a lot of physics. That's all I gotta say.
Well, we'll see. I won't keep you any longer because I know you're probably rip-roaring to get back to your team and have a quick chat before you get in there and you face off against your opponents, Luminescent Gaming. Before you do go, score prediction. Let's. What do you think we're going to see here? The big question.
Well, obviously, I'd like it to be a 3-0, but you know what? Let's say it's gonna be a close one. Is it 3-2?
3-2.
3-2, but it could go either way. They could be the 3-2, or it could be us with the 3-2. Who knows? We'll find out.
Okay, keeping it open, but good luck to you today, and thank you very much for joining us in the pre-match interview.
Thanks for having me. See you.
So, Raygon, we heard some interesting commentary there, especially about hero bans as well, and what people might be thinking of picking. And did you reckon we're going to see a lot of goats today, or do you think there's going to be a lot of Zarya banning and D.Va banning and things that may see more DPS heavy comps today?
Personally, I would hope for 0 goats. I would hope for more crazy plays, just so that I could steal them for my own team. I'm that kind of person. You know, you take the risk. You take the risk to go experiment, and I'll just steal them and I'll improve them.
Steal them and improve them. I like that. I like that a lot. But yeah, it's interesting with hero bans because goats and all the variants of goats rely on a few key hero picks, really. And if you can take one of those out of the mix, it just opens up the rest of the hero pool. Especially on our first map, for instance, today, it's going to be Iconvolt. Hybrid map there. Sometimes you see some interesting comps on first point. There's usually a little bit of Pharah play. Second point's quite open as well. It's usually third point, right, where you get those heavy goat style compositions.
Yeah, for sure. Looking at this map, it'll be quite interesting to see some Junkrat plays. I think, hopefully, there will be some of the Junkrat plays, and you never know. Those big flanks from behind, from Pharah, from Hammond, and definitely from Lucio will have the surprise element to take the enemy off guard and win the map.
Yeah, and that's the other thing as well, because I think a lot of teams have been so used to playing in the Goats heavy meta, especially if they've been in open division and competitions like that. They're actually going into these sort of tournaments where they've got hero bans and they have to flex a bit onto other heroes, and maybe even some DPS players that have been playing tanks all this time long of having to go back to their DPS pick. So I think it really allows the individual mechanical skill of certain players to shine through as well. Unless we see some, I don't know, they might start banning DPS picks, who knows? But you can also, if you're the winner, save a hero. And what do you think about hero saves there? Are any heroes you'd be looking to save if this was your team out there?
Reinhardt. That's one of the key elements of GOAT right there. You don't save him, you're stupid.
I suppose you don't save him when he gets banned. You have to play dive or something, right?
Yeah, but looking at Iconvolt, there's tons of possibilities that you can run. You don't need to run goats, and the quad DPS is definitely a solution here. But if they do ban that Pharah, if they do ban that Sombra per se, that's fine. You can still run goats. There's shit tons of possibilities that is on the hand here.
Well, that was the other thing I was thinking about before the matchup as well. If you've got a really good pharmacy, right, and you want to bring it out, and you've got a hero save, it's almost not worth it saving Pharah, because if I was the other team, I'd just ban the Mercy, right, and then you can't run a pharmacy, and as long as you put enough poke on the Pharah, it's going to be really hard for them to get their job done without that Mercy. So there's some interesting hero save and ban synergies out there. So I'm really interested to see how that unfolds throughout the series today.
You can just boost the Junkrat. It does the same effect. He just needs a more technicality.
Sure. And I've got a little message in my ear now that the MVP poll is now live. MVP poll is now live on Twitch. So get voting on your favourite player. Maybe leave a little bit to see before the games. You know, some people might want to vote before the game starts. They might have their favourite player already, but I like to sit back, have a look at the game, and see who's playing well and try and give MVP to the most deserving, perhaps, rather than the most memeable. And we're still just waiting for a few of the players to load into the lobby, so they're going to be having their team chats. Maybe some strategy talk. They know they're going into Iconvolt here, so sure there's a lot of talk about how each team's going to attack or defend on the first point there. And there are no hero bans for this map. That only takes place after the first map. So both teams with all heroes open to them here. So maybe we will see some Ghost Raycon.
Uh-oh. They have... Who did they ban? I hate Widow.
There's a little bit of chat in the game here. Some players memeing a little bit before the game. So, yeah, most of them don't seem to like Widow for some reason. I quite like watching Widow. I don't particularly like playing against a good one. Certainly if I'm not a tank.
It's probably just because that, you know, the tournament organizer OWB2 said it and they're scared that they're gonna get kicked. So might as well just agree instead of disagree. You might get some
yeah, try and get some brownie points.
Yeah, something like that. And they look like they're going with the Hangzhou Spark here, Luminescent Gaming, for their profile icon. But Galicia, she's going. Wait, is it a he or a she? It did not specify, but
yeah, with the Pink Mercy. Obviously, the audience here can't see the lobby, but players obviously like to try and flex beforehand with their choice of icons. So some love there for the Spark. Gotta love that new logo, and they're doing pretty well in Overwatch League as well, which has been interesting to watch. But we will be going into the game now. So into Eichenwald, both teams here are looking to get their first win of the series under their belts.
My prediction here is that Spectre Leviathan with 3-0 Luminescent Gaming. What's your prediction?
I think it's too closer than that. There is a bit of an SR get between the two teams, don't get me wrong, but with the hero ban and save mechanic coming up in later games, I think that gives a big advantage to the team that actually loses the first game. So I think whoever loses Eichenwald's got a serious chance at winning the next matchup. I think he's going to be pretty close here, but we're going to just wait a little bit longer before we go into the game. I think some of the players are just getting ready, making sure they're all in the lobby, which they are now. So, what sort of comps do you think we are going to see, given that they can pick all the heroes here, Eagle?
But they haven't banned anyone.
They haven't banned anyone, no.
Yeah, so what we'll see is definitely goats. That's for sure. No question about it.
No question? I don't know.
Just because it's safe. Like, it's an opening map. You need to make a statement. Goats is the way to go.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We might see some. I'd like to think we might see some Farah on defense. Pump in some range damage, you know, get a few good barrages. But I think you might be right here, just judging by what's on screen at the moment. A little bit of memeing, Luminescent gaming there. Starting to go for the quick suicides to reset. Memeing a lot actually in the kill feed already.
Scary. Really scary. I'm scared already.
Just like to say, we did see a Farah on defense for the briefest of moments there, so it wasn't completely
They're
wrong.
They're running Creecom. That's cool.
Protect the president, protect the cowboy. Trusty there, probably thinking maybe that on attack they might see some Farah from Spectre, but they're not gonna. And attackers out of the gates now on the Zen Goats composition here, so playing it very safe. Might be the only time they get to play it throughout the series, but they're getting aggressive now, pushing forward. Sokotoa there on main tank, we heard from him before the game started. Just playing that corner, and McConqueror there gets the early pick onto Hudson, so turning that fight into a 6v5. It is now 6v4, and that was a pretty swift take of that first point there, Regan.
Well, looking at that, they went on aggressive, making a statement, as I previously said. The GOAT's composition, be aggressive, you get rewarded. And they definitely took some risk there and got some picks and won the fight.
And actually they've got Flare now on the payload, moving it along. Allowing Marshy on the Lucio just to be there with a speed boost in case they need to back off, creating a decent amount of space here. However, looks as though Luminescent Gaming are back in the action, wanting an early contest of their own. They're on the Zengos now. Hudson pushing forward. They're going to have to look out for the Shatter of Sokotoa now, as that's up. And the attackers here pushing forward with the Transcenders, and there is the Shatter coming down. However, there's the Transcenders there, try hard. FTW to try and keep the rest of the team alive. However, we see the grab come out straight afterwards from a Conqueror. He knew exactly when to time that Graviton there, and this payload is going to get moving again.
Well, from the blue team here, they do have that Graviton Surge online. But on the red team, they have that sound barrier that can bring the fight towards them. If they B2 engage, there's a big chance that they're gonna win the fight. If you start the fight with like getting 1 pick or 2 pick, you already won it.
Mummy is going to be looking for that Graviton. Trying to make sure it isn't eaten, and it does not get eaten. They do have the grab here, and there's a follow-up as well. Hudson with the Fire Strike, taking out McConqueror, swinging away, and not too many ults used there on the side of the defense.
But watch out, watch out. The red team here, Team Spectre Leviathan, does have 2 support ults online. And on the other hand, they do have that Shatter, so just watch out. If they do block that Shatter successfully, that's a win condition right there.
Oh, and Hudson gets 3 with that Shatter you were just talking about, and the Transcendence there though was from abilities, keeping his team alive, so there was no opportunity for follow-up on that. And Hudson does fall, so it's 6v5, and yep, the defense is just dying on the payload here, trying to stall it up. Really good push so far with this Ghost composition for Spectre. I think maybe the hero bands next round, they're going to be looking at getting rid of a Reinhardt or maybe another member of the Ghost composition, Frigg or Diva or something.
Well, looking at that Shatter was beautiful. He caught the Rhino off guard, and there was a 6 Shatter, but there was not much follow-up per se. Nobody was escorted, nobody was focused on, and they paid for that. Oh, and they're gonna pay for this.
I can't believe that. Nakanowiki was down in the hole already, and great charge there from Hudson. Managing to get the kill on 2 with that. So must have just done a bit of chip damage as he was charging past, but loving the aggression there on the defense from Luminescent there. Really shining through, and this is what they need. Look at all the ults they've got in the bank now. Maybe looking to use some of these ultimates here, Mummy, with the grab out already. However, that was from a Conqueror, actually. We got both grabs here. Self-destruct in the air does not manage to catch anyone as yet. Both teams here just, it's an absolute old fiesta. All using them, but with no kills as, yeah, Hudson there. Oh my god, gets stunned before he could get his Shatter down. Swaggy Turtle with the boop ones a flare, though, might have just finished this fight off, and the defense will stabilize. 2 minutes now left on the clock. For Spectre to get their game together, get some ults online, and get that payload to second point.
You would think that they have learned their lesson to not stay close to the bridge so they don't get booped off, but I think they have learned the lesson. It's been like the 3rd time in a row now that Swaggy Turtle has got a pick just off environmental kills.
And those are really important as well, because you can charge up your ultimate so quickly just getting those kills. And both teams now just jockeying for position on that corner. No one looking to be the first one to get picked. We can see that the Discord orbs on each Reinhardt, allowing the respective teams to pump out some more damage. But we see the sound barrier now coming out from Marshy, allowing the rest of the attack to push on forward. We see the shots coming down. Swaggy turns with another boop onto Sokotoa there. Blair does get Hudson, however, oh my gosh, that bomb was huge. Glacier shutting down that fight with a very well-placed self-destruct indeed.
Honey, you need to learn your lessons, buddy. Stay away from the bridge. Stay with your main tank. No. Oh, coming in, they do have that grab on search and that transcendence. We're gonna be looking for a big grab here. Maybe a grab bomb combo.
That would be good. There's the Graviton. Here comes the bomb. Will they catch anyone? Yes,
beautiful.
They will get 3. Nakanamiku there with a very well-placed bomb. I think the shield just went down from Hudson there.
And
that was...
Whoa, what was that? No! No!
Galacia just absolutely carrying the defense there, getting some ridiculous kills after the fight was, I would have said, already lost for them there, but now it's just bought enough time for the defense to come back out, and they're just trying to hold the attackers in spawn here. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock. Swaggy Turtle getting the pick onto McConqueror there as well. This is pretty tough going here for Spectre. They're going to have to get someone back on the payload, and they're all just desperately trying to get there. They do manage to touch, but they're all out of order here. Glacier getting the pick onto Flare as well. The Shatter coming out from Sokotoa though, putting a few on their backs. We see Self-Destruct coming out as well. This is make or break here for the attack. For Spectre, they need to stay on this point, and that's exactly what they're doing with Conqueror, swinging around, and they might be able to win out this fight. Marshy now coming out and getting the environmental kills, booping movement Mummy right off the side, and we see the self-destruct from Nakanamiku there, finishing off Glacier before he had a chance to get back into the mech, but they've got to finish off the rest of the defense, who are just staying around point, just holding that payload up, and we are in overtime here. The attack can't afford to get off this payload.
Well, it looks like they don't have a overtime strat here to, you know, obviously that Hammond, that double main tank strat. It doesn't look like it, because you need a Winston and you need the ball, and oh,
we do see the Graviton coming out from the defense. Mummy catching a few people in it, and there is the follow-up as well. Swaggy Turtle with another environmental kill. He's just been getting them all game long, ending most fights before they even began. We do have McConqueror on the Hammond, just trying to stall out, but a little bit too little, too late. And you've got to be happy if you are Luminescent Gaming on that defense there. That you just need to take first point, and then you thought it would be pretty easy for them to get to the end there.
Well, you would, but then they do have the picks, but they forgot that there is still some enemies left, and they need to push them and put that shield up. But I think they got too cocky per se, and then they just lost the team fight overall.
Yeah, and Swaggy Turtle with those environmentals. Not only are they environmentals which look cool, feel good if you're getting them, it feels bad if you're being booped, right? But they happen so early on in the fights. A lot of those fights were just the defenders there just had the numbers. You know, Luminescent were going into those fights 6v5, 6v4, and you know, you can have some ults in the bang, and yeah, we saw that with that great bigger bang combo with Naka there just sending that bomb over the top of the grab, getting the 3k there, and that's really what allowed the attack there to proceed so far. Spectre doing a really good job at following up on that, but when the team fights just devolved and it was down to sort of mechanical skill, Swaggy Turtle was just getting a lot of early kills.
Yeah, at the start there, during when they got the payload, to around the bridge area, Swaggy P just started getting picks after picks after picks, environmental kills after environmental kills. So, and hats off to him. He did sort of save his team per se, giving that pick lead before the fight even started.
We will now see the Pharmacy on defense, abilities on the Pharah. Firing some rockets in, looking to get a few early picks and charge up that barrage. Does manage to get an early pick onto Mummy as well. So maybe this first map in Eichenwald isn't over yet, Raygon.
Yeah, maybe not, but yeah, they're switching, they're learning, they're adapting. So it might, they still have a fighting chance for sure, but we'll have to see how this counter pick comes along.
It's going to be interesting because only one healer on defense here as well, and Trusty gets an early pick onto Nakanamiku there. So it is a 6v5. The attack here looking to push in, but Flare showing some flair on that Widow, getting the headshot to Mummy early on, getting the 2k there onto Trusty as well. That attack is pretty much shut down by that Widow. No wonder both teams seem to hate Widow so much before the game.
Someone get a camcorder up and record this Widowmaker. She's just popping off, getting those 2 picks and forcing them to get back to spawn.
And that really saved the defense there, because Nakanamiku was dead, but now regroup with the team. We will see abilities looking to get that barrage and shut down the next attack. Tryhard's got the Got the nano here, maybe looking to put it onto one of the tanks or Hudson, but the barrage now coming out from abilities doesn't manage to get too much value there. Just the D-Mech onto Glacier. However, Trusty's getting some value, taking out abilities. In the meantime, Sokotoa there has pushed forward, managing to get the picks there on that Hammond, so maneuverable. And Marshy there doing a very good job at just staying alive. Now we see the EMP coming out.
Why?
Maybe didn't need to be used in that scenario. However, look at the attacker, they're still being pretty aggressive. Trusty does go down, but Hudson's there. The rest of the attacking tank lineup as well. They're getting some picks. Nakanomiku's down again already. Abilities is back on the Farah, but Glacier just straight in Abilities' face. And Mummy gets some revenge on Flare there, getting the one clip. So it's just a matter of time here, I would say, before the attack take this.
Yeah, for sure. They should have cleaned up there and not used that EMP, but even though with that EMP, it's a win fight. There weren't just enough target focus, or, you know, obviously Flare wasn't just popping off, and they relied on the pick too much.
Well, I like some of the hero swaps there as well, because Mummy went straight over onto the Tracer just to put some pressure onto Flare, and just as I say that, Abilities gets a really good shot onto Mummy there. Always good to see Zen killing off Tracers. Sokotoa getting a kill on Trusty as well. I'm really liking Sokotoa's hammer actually. Look at this, pressure there.
Sokotoa's Hammond is really annoying, which is good for a Hammond. Because you can't kill him. When you want to kill him, he's gone.
I'm actually super impressed by Marshy as well. When you're the abilities now switched over to the Zen, but when you were the solo support on your team, and even with Zen actually, because Zen's not a lot of healing, you got to stay alive. And Marshy's managed to stay alive for a very long time here. If I was the tank lineup of the attacking team here, I'd be looking to take Marshy out. And that thought to be what Hudson tried to do there, but Marshy just flies away. Now we see the Dragon Strike coming out with the EMP there. And now we get the Blade from Trusty, just taking down Flare. Can Trusty get any more kills with it, get any more value here? It's so interesting seeing all of these DPS style characters just getting picks here, but Payload in the meantime is moving all the way along. It's down to Sokotoa to stall it out a bit, but I think he's going to pay with his life here. No? Yeah, oh, no, doesn't just manage to get away there.
Whoa. Before the match started, I did say that Luminescent Gaming was going to win, and I think I was proven right. But they do have that Transcendence online on the enemy team. They have that bomb. They have... Oh, the bomb just hacked. Bomb's out of the equation. But they have that... Oh, it's gone as well. Trace is dead. No more pulse bomb.
No more pulse bomb indeed. And Spectre getting aggressive on the defense there, looking to get some picks and just stabilize here. But Conqueror will go down now on the Doomfist, just trying to get back to point, obviously. Now we see the Primal though coming out from Sokotoa, creating some space for his team. We can get some kills as well. Picks off Hudson. You don't want to be in a room with a Primal Raging Winston, that is for sure. Sokotoa finally falls to the damage of the attack, but does what he needed to do.
Yeah, I think that D.Va's gonna get... Oh no.
Hello.
Wait, no, the D.Va got out! Somehow!
I don't know, if you're that D.Va, maybe you just want to go... Yeah, there we go, Galisa.
Yeah, just wanna get your stuff out of there. Well, potentially we can see a nano boost coming out from here, and then on the enemy team they'll try to EMP the blade before it even begins, and they do have that Doomfist out that can potentially swing the momentum. Oh, okay, they're sacrificing for that blade they're sacrificing for that boost as well. 30 seconds left. What are they thinking?
But they come into the EMP there, and the Meteor Strike as well coming down. Hudson's already down, and the defense are looking to just get some more kills, and that's exactly what they're doing, trapping the attacking team here in this room. But Mummy's getting the pick onto Nakamuku there, and there's picks on both sides. However, if you're the attack, you need to get someone on that payload to get it moving here. Mummy and Trusty getting a few late kills here might actually give them the opportunity to come in, but they need to get someone to touch that payload. Sokotoa getting the pick onto the Ana there means there's a lot of healing lost on the attack as well. Swaggy Turtle just getting back. He's looking for some more environmental boots, I think. Sokotoa though getting the kills to the Primal. Off the edge though, Hudson ripping him off the edge. Fantastic to see. Both teams now fighting out on the point. We are in overtime. So this is going to decide who wins their first map. On Eichenwald, abilities using the Transcendence there to keep the rest of his team alive. We see the self-destruct though coming out in the air from Glacier, does pick off Marshy, so again some healing loss there for Spectre. They're gonna need to come back and stop this payload before it gets to the end, but they've got a little bit of breathing room here, especially now Glacier's been demexed and Flare's back on the Widow, popping heads, and so his abilities. This is what the defense needed here. I can't believe it. They're just about to stop this, I think. And Doomfist goes off the edge and they do stop it. Wow, I was not expecting that.
Oh, that was fun. I will expect Lucia to get to play the game. We'll see. Ooh,
oh,
no, it's Mummy. Let's see what this baby cooked up.
Such high charge there. Getting the team just a hell of a lot of damage when you when you've got such high charge. Zarya is effectively a really good DPS, even though she's a tank-based character. But you get that charge up, she does a lot of damage.
Well, as you see here, oh no, as you see here, Team Spectre Leviathan just scraping through, barely scraping through, sorry, through the map, and I think. Well deserved. They got the picks. They won the fight.
Yeah, and this actually excites me for the rest of the series here because that was really close. That was down to the wire, and maybe the next games will be as well. But Spectre, because they have won, they get to save one hero, which means they can lock in one hero that cannot be banned. But they do get to ban the next map in our map pool as well. And for the viewers at home here. There's no specific order here, so the loser does get to pick the map, but the winner gets to ban one of the maps in our map pool. So we'll see what they do here. They will choose to save Lucio and to ban Ilios. So interesting. What do you reckon of those saves and bans there?
Well, I think that saving Lucio obviously saves the speed boost, and obviously speed boost is a crucial part of goats. And banning Ilios, I don't think that's just a personal preference for their comps, as Ilios, they have that Orisa-esque sort of compositions, which doesn't really favor goats. And we're just gonna have to wait for that hero ban here coming out and the map pick, which will determine what we'll play next.
We'll see who Luminescent Gaming choose to ban here. They have a number of options, basically everything other than Lucio. Does look as though they're selecting Hannah, so we will be going to CP. I'm interested to see who their ban is, especially with this map coming up here. Going to be interesting. Ban Wrecking Ball. There we go. So obviously, Sokotoa's Wrecking Ball was having an impact on their game. I mean, we saw that happening. We saw how much pressure he's putting on the back line, managing to stay alive and just cause such havoc there. But if Wrecking Ball's banned, it means goats can still work.
Well, again, I hate Widow. just popping off his chat here. What is wrong with Widow? Someone ban Widow then.
Well, I think they're just moving. Flare seem to have a flair for Widow, if I could say that. But we'll see.
She's joining in the banter.
And reminder as well for everyone, the bans only affect the enemy team. So if Luminescent wanted to, they could potentially run Wrecking Ball. They could have that Hammond. We didn't see much Hammond from them in the first game. That was more the Spectre side of things. So perhaps a good pick from them here. And to remind everyone as well in chat, it is there will be an MVP, and you can vote for that. So please go ahead. Have you got any MVPs in mind, Raygon? Or are you going to keep that secret till the end?
That's gonna be a secret between me and me.
A secret between you and you, okay. That's a few players that are standing out to me. Obviously, Swaggy Turtle got a lot of environmentals there, so that obviously looks awesome. But Sokotoa as well, I know we spoke to him like before the match, so a bit of bias there, but it was doing really, really well in that Wrecking Ball. Won't have the opportunity to for this match. We'll see what they decide to lock in here. What do you think we're going to see from the attack here from Spectre? Do you reckon we're just going to see goats?
Well, on Hanamura here, I think we'll definitely see some form of Mei, perhaps. You know, on defense maybe when they are on defense, and some Junkrat as well. It'll be quite interesting to see how they position themselves, as recently I discovered some weird places that you can get up to, and that really contributes to the flow of the game, as people can't reach you, you can't get killed, and you keep on healing, keep on damaging, and you win the fight.
Well, as you say, we're seeing Galicia on the Mei in defense, looking to utilize those walls perhaps to separate the enemy team, divide them in two so they can go 6v3, 6v4, something like that would be ideal for the defense and win out those fights. The attack here, still got time to lock in some heroes, and they're switching up a bit in spawn. I'm going to wait till they come out the door. Might see the Symmetra though. A lot of teams using the teleporter just to get straight through onto point with Goat style composition, so wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise you indeed. They may. You just have to ward them off and kill them one by one. It's like buffet. Just isolate them, and you got yourself a lunch.
May buffet. I like that. Yeah. Something on ice as well. The TP is going down, and Spectre TPing straight to point there, so the wall's going to be pretty much useless this time. And now they've got the turrets on the point as well. Sokotoa getting the early pick onto Mummy, and this fight looks to be almost all over already. We see the defense trying to get back onto the point, but they're just getting melted by the turrets, and Sokotoa just swinging left and right, firing fire strikes. Wow, what an impressive attack there.
That was unlucky. I mean, it was a good charge there by Hudson. He got a pick, but then, what followed after that was that Hudson forgot to protect his team with his shield, and, you know, they got picked off one by one.
Now Spectre still utilising that teleport to get around the edge of the map and get to second point as quickly as possible. They are looking for that snowball. They are on point now. Both teams just duking it out. The Shatter now coming out from Hudson. Doesn't manage to get too much, but Trusty does find his opposite number Flare there. Swaggy Turtle with a pick on Sokotoa. This attack has been wrapped up pretty early on, and I think we might see the switch now off the Symmetra.
Possibly, possibly not. As you can see coming up, they do have that Shatter, and they do have that Transcendence, and they do have that Sound Barrier. So it will be quite interesting to see how they utilize it. If they do utilize, like, they use Sound Barrier to engage, it will be a big fight, a big win.
That's interesting. They've chosen to keep on the Symmetra as well, obviously trying to use the ultimate there, the Photon Barrier, which comes up, separates the map in two almost, and now we see the Shatter coming out from Sokotoa. Doesn't manage to catch anyone, unfortunately, and Spectre on point, just trying to get a pick. They need to get a few picks here. It's going to be harder now. The Sound Barrier has come out from Swaggy Turtle. Hudson gains the charge, but the Transcendence just coming out in time for abilities, keeps him and the rest of his team alive. And the defense as well doing a really good job of just wrapping this fight up. I'm not sure about the Shatter from Hudson at the end there. Maybe not needed, but you know, sometimes you just need to assert your dominance over your opponent, right?
Yeah, but not in a competition environment. That is just called being cocky.
It is.
But yeah, on the blue team here, Team Luminescent, they do have that grab bomb online, and it has to be big.
And the grab is now coming out.
Oh no!
Sound Barrier just in time. Diva Bomb there, self-struck does not manage to get anyone, unfortunately. A lot of ults used. In fact, Trusty's the one that gets the first kill in this fight, taking out Marshy, and defense is going to stabilize again, and a lot of ultimates there invested by Spectre. Luminescent still got a Transcendence in the bank, and they're going to be coming up to a grab of their own next fight.
Yeah, Galicia's bomb just went unders, and I don't know what happened. It just went under and got no one. It was supposed to go up, 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 but it went down, down, down. Abilities, DC. Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll be getting to a quick pause here until we can get abilities back in the lobby. So Spectre, they've taken 1.5 ticks so far, right? So 4 minutes 41 seconds left on the clock. I mean, I'd still be pretty confident if I was them. They just need to get 2 more ticks, effectively.
Yeah, 2 ticks indeed. They just need that. And looking at that, I mean, wow. I would think that they would get snowballed by Spectre, Leviathan, but Luminescent just asserting dominance here on defense. And maybe it would just, yeah.
I was going to say, what I really like here is actually the sort of duo of Trusty and Swaggy Turtle, who just seem to be able to get to the back lines of their enemy team there, of Spectre, and get early picks onto like Flare and Marshy. So the goat style composition that Spectre are using on the second point, as soon as they lose like 1 or 2 supports, it's fight over, right? And you can see that just by the ult differential there as well. Like Trusty and Swaggy Turtle are getting ults every single fight at the moment. And yeah, we've got a grab in the bank for Nakanomiku there. But the question is, are they going to save this and try and save up McConqueror's, get McConqueror to get to his self-destruct right so they actually get a combo here? Or are they going to use it pretty early on in the next fight? I mean, they must know that Tryhard has that Transcendence.
Yeah, they definitely do know that the Transcendence online, so they'll try to kill the Zenyatta first before engaging with the, obviously the Gravelon Surge here. And abilities has that late spawn, so they do have to kite back a bit, giving them some space or two. And you can't forget that Mummy does have the Gravelon Surge online as well. So whoever gets the picks, whoever attacks first, will get the advantage.
We'll see what they do, because they are choosing a different route to point this time, trying to force Luminescent off that high ground. Spectre now doing a good job of that, rotating, trying to avoid some of the poke there. Going around the back, trying to pick off Mummy there, but they're all caught in the graviton of Mummy. And now we see a grab coming out in return, but too little too late. There's already 3 picks in favour of the defence. And they've just used grab there. McConqueror on the way to self-destruct though, so if I was Spectre here, I'd be looking to try and charge up the next grab and just go in with an ultimate advantage and try and force out some ults from the defense, because on paper they should lose the next fight.
Well, yeah, definitely they should lose that fight, and I think they're just secretly building ults here because they do have that Sunbury online and they do have that Shatter. And again, I'll say this one last time, team: beat to engage. It's a higher win rate. I think it's like 90% or something.
Well, let's see how they do. We see the self-destruct there coming out from McConqueror. Does find Swaggy Turtle, but McConqueror dies before he can get back into the mech there. And again, defense getting the much-needed picks. It's difficult with this guy's composition because you basically need to get a team wipe. Otherwise, the defenders have such an advantage here that they're just going to trickle back in. And the only way you get that team wipe is through a combo. They're going to need to charge up that Graviton and get that Demon, because that's really the only effective combo that they're going to have here.
Yeah, really, really crucial here to grab early and bomb early. But they do have to watch out for that Transcendence, because it's going to render most of the ults ineffective. But except the bomb, because the bomb's insta-kill.
We see the shatter coming out from Sokotoa there. Transcendence from Tryhard, keeping the team alive. Both Transcendences out, a lot of sustain, a lot of healing for both teams. And now we see the grab bomb combo from the Spectre. But Conqueror getting a kill onto Tryhard here. This could be what Spectre need. They've got a few picks here. Flare finishing off his opposite number as well. And actually, I'm liking the defense here. They're just backing off a little bit before they get back to point here. And might be too little too late. They are staggering, coming back in one by one. And wow, Spectre will take the point in the end there. And I love their target focus at the end. They managed to get 1 or 2 kills, and then the rest of the defense, the rest of Luminescent just dropped so quickly.
That was indeed beautiful. Well, Marshy. She needed to stay alive at the end, but she didn't. But Mummy did have that beautiful Gravitron Surge that definitely led to the win of the fight. And looking at how, what do you think they'll run here on defense?
Well, it's. Oh, I don't know. I don't think we'll see Symmetra here. Bunker Show Bastion, but I think they'll play it safe. I think we'll see Notes maybe have the May. Although they might be expecting the same trick to come out from Luminescent here, so maybe they just go, oh, okay. No, we might see the bunker composition. Flare on the Bastion, McConqueror here on the Torbjorn as well.
Don't get baited.
I don't think I am here. They're not going to jump off the edge. If they jump off the edge now, I will be so disappointed. I think we're going to see this. I mean, we did see some Torbjorn playing Overwatch League to Fran playing him on Ilias a couple of times. So Torbjorn back in meta, maybe. Who knows?
I don't think so. Normally, you would see the Torbjorn sitting alongside the Ursa, but the Torbjorns obviously set it up the turret on the left hand side, so they get that surprise factor when they do come in.
I don't think they'll be expecting a Torbjorn here. They've gone for a Snoats. They've gone for like Maygoats on attack here, which is interesting. So they are going. Maybe they were looking to use the wall to rotate, but they've now spotted Flare on that Bastion, and they're rotating the long way around to point there. You see the Reinhardt shield come up, so they take as little poke damage as possible, but a very nice pull there from Sokotoa. However, it was just onto Swaggy Turtles, who's on the Lucio, who could scoot back in. And we see that Nakanamokiku there, apologies for the pronunciation, is flying in, putting a bit of pressure on. However, the rotation does happen. Luminescent, they're able to get across that bridge with 0 casualties. And they're going to be looking at trying to put some point pressure.
The longer you poke, the more ultimates they'll build up, and the enemy team will build up as well. So it's a win-win type of situation.
Yes, indeed. And they managed to get onto the point and use the wall for a brief moment. And there's the wall as well, just shielding them from the damage from the Bastion. But Bastion with that ultimate already, Flare looking to get some kills in tank configuration. Hasn't found anything as yet. However, Luminescent have found a tick already on this point. They're pushing forward. Mummy gets a pick onto Sokotoa there. Looks like they're going to flip this as well. But the Torbjorn ultimate comes out. We see Molten Core all over the point. Flare getting the kill onto Trusty as well. Marshy there, able to resurrect Sokotoa as well. So looking good for the defense. However, they are in this Graviton Surge now. Able to stay alive for the most part. As I say that, Sokotoa goes down to the headshots of Tryhard. Tryhard doing a very good job on that Zenyatta, just pumping the damage in. Very good aim with those little balls there. Does fall in the end to the defense. We see the Blizzard coming out, and the attack here, Luminescent.
Bye, Bastion.
Bye, Bastion. Luminescent doing a very good job at getting back to the point. They know they've got the spawn advantage, and that forces Marshy to get onto the point to stop the tick going over. Marshy dies, and we might see a snowball here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the end, the Bastion should have just either suicided or went into the enemy to get himself killed, but due to him getting killed so late when they got the point, it'll definitely affect the spawn disadvantage here.
I like the strategy here of the defense of Spectre setting up on that high ground. There's not much the attack can do about it, especially with they've replaced the Diva with the Mei. They lose that defense matrix. They do have the wall though to block some of the damage. Hudson goes down already to the turret of McConqueror there. I think the Bastion did most of the damage. And it's going to be a 5v6. This is difficult if you're the attacking team. It's like, do you wait there? Do you go back? Try and regroup with your team? And now Spectre sense some weakness. They want to get some more kills and wrap this fight up.
Well, no, you gotta go back and pick up your main tank. You can't stay here. If you stay here, the longer you stay, the more time consuming it is, and it just affects the time bank a lot.
They do manage to wait for Hudson though, who managed to get across that gap with the help of the bubble of Mummy. And now Luminescent are back as a 6, going on to the point, but the Supercharger coming out from Sokotoa, giving him all that extra damage. Flare there with the 2K, even through the Transcendence of Tryhard. And the defense looking really solid here. Flare does go down, but there's just too many kills on the side of the defense here. I can't see Luminescent take them.
Well, it's sort of weird-esque, like, if you see 5 people hiding in there, you should have went in there and killed them off with that 6v5 advantage, especially when the main tank is not there. But they seemingly just gave them the space for them to regroup, which is kind of weird.
Be really difficult here for Luminescent on the attack as well. A lot of ultimates ready on the defense. I mean,
yeah, the Bastions can't be reached with the comp right here.
Yeah, I think they might need some compositional switches, but they've got a few ults in the bank. Let's see what Mummy does with the Graviton. I'm loving Sokotoa's pulls of the Orisa. You know, just bringing Luminescent out into the open so that Flare can do some work. So on the attack here, difficult what they're going to do, but they do get an early pick onto abilities here. That could prove pivotal. We do see ults coming out from both sides here. The Graviton there, not doing too much. Flare just happy to sit on the high ground and pump the damage in. We see the self-destruct coming out. Hudson manages to shield most of it, but Glacier does fall to the self-destruct, and again, all the kills going on the way of the defense here. I think we need to see some compositional switches, and there we go. Glacier on to the Hanzo, able to perhaps charge up that Dragon Strike, which might be able to force the defense off the high ground.
Well, Glacier was already on that Hanzo on that during the last fight, and I don't know why the Graviton Surge was there, because there was definitely no follow-up whatsoever, and it was just a Graviton Surge wasted.
I think Mummy was trying to pull them off the high ground, but it just didn't work. You know, unfortunately, but they've made a lot of hero switches now. So Trusty is actually going to be on the Hanzo. Glacier's switching over to Diva. They're going dive with Mummy on the Widow. Maybe looking to make the defense cry Mummy after getting a few headshots. Who knows? It's interesting to see what they do. 2 minutes left on the clock. 1 tick already. Mummy getting the pick onto Flare. That's exactly what they needed. Does fall though to the rocket of Nekonomiku there, and the res onto Flare comes from Marshy as well. Did that nearly got a second tick there? I'm not sure if that was a tick or not. I think it was. So they just need one more tick on the attack here, but they are losing players and losing them fast. They've got 1 minute 40 left on the clock. They might be able to come back, and they just need 1 tick now.
Yeah, it's what can I say? It's not. I don't think they just need 1 tick. They need 2 ticks.
They didn't get the second tick. It looked so.
No, it was like 65.9. It was really close, my man. So I don't really blame you.
But
yeah, they do, like, the defending team has shit ton of ults as well, so it'll be quite hard to recontest.
It's going to be super hard for them now, but they need to get up there, perhaps force some of these ultimates out. But Flare's just happy to sit there, hold left click, melt people with all of those bullets. Mummy does manage to get a pick there, but look at this, 6 ults in the bank for Spectre. And every time someone goes down, Marshy's just there to res. We see the self-destruct coming out. Interesting. Doesn't really matter though. If you're Luminescent here, you've got 40 seconds, and you didn't manage to force out that many ults from the defense there. Look at that, they've still got 5.
It's still 5 ults. And they would have had 6. I mean, if Nakomiku realizes that it was a 1v1 Diva fight, and even though you get demacked, you wouldn't get killed because it's a Diva. You just need to left click, and then you get the mech back, and then it goes on forever. You know how it is. The Diva 1v1s, never ending ones.
But Spectre repositioning with the use of the Conqueror's teleporter there. Now the Photon Barrier coming out as well. We see the Dragon Strike through their position. Hudson managing to finish off the Supercharger that was dropped by Soka Toa there. Marshy getting the kill on Trusty there, losing Mercy in the kill feed. Looks like the kills are in favour of the defense here, but we've still got tanks on point. We've still got Swaggy Turtle on point as well. And look at this, the kill feed turning blue now. Luminescent smell They smell blood here. They just need to clear some of the defense off the point, and it's proven to be quite hard, especially with abilities and Flair getting the picks onto Mummy and Spectre like that. It's Hudson. He's got a dream, trying to keep it alive. It goes down to Flair, and that will be it. Spectre will take this map. This is interesting. That was pretty close as well. I loved seeing the bunker strat there from Spectre on the defense. Shows that they do have some interesting strategies up their sleeve. Play the game. Hudson charging in there, doing right nut things. Some great play from both sides, though.
Yeah, the story here is that the blue team obviously is getting those cards here. Last time, as you remember, they do have that 4 cards, and right here they do have 3 cards here, which means that they are doing the stats a favor. They are doing those damage that he is healing, but then when it comes down to the execution, they are not just executing enough, knowing when to swap, how to engage the Bastion. Like, all you need to do is make sure the D.Va right clicks, and then we dive together with like a Genji or a Tracer, which obviously made it harder because the Bastion was on the high ground. So congrats to Spectre Leviathan for that. That sort of crazy composition that, like, you saw the United States of America ran it during the World Cup, and it obviously paid off with Zachary on that Bastion. And yeah, they might have stolen it from USA's playbook. Sneaky, but it paid off. That's what matters.
Yeah, I think Luminescent did make some good hero swaps towards the end. It was good seeing that Hanzo with the Dragon Strike, and they very nearly won that last fight. I think if they made those switches a little bit earlier rather than just sitting on the I think they sat on the composition because they saw some ultimates coming out, but I think sometimes you just need to get rid of those ultimates to make the right compositional switches. But does mean that we will be seeing some map bans and hero bans as well. So we'll see what the teams decide to do here. Dorado will be banned. For those that are just joining us at home as well, the way the ban system works is it resets after each map. So the bans don't carry on to the next map, and the ban only affects the enemy team here. So it'll be interesting to see what these teams do with that. Looks like Luminescent will be picking Busan. We will be going to a control map. And let's see which hero they want to ban here. Well, what would you be banning if you were them?
Reinhardt. Again, wait, sorry, Winston, because it's Busan and there are many high ground places that you can get to, and Ryan won't be as effective unless it's on mecha base. So Winston.
They are going to ban Wrecking Ball again, obviously finding that Wrecking Ball to be quite a nuisance if they've banned it twice in.
I mean, if I'm Sokatoa, I would be off the moon right now. People obviously scared of the Hammond, so and they should be quite happy about themselves with the Hammond pick.
Yeah, and also as well, if you're worried about like the quad DPS composition where you play that Hammond and you play the Mercy, if you get rid of the Hammond, it's like, okay, what do you replace him with? Okay, you could put a Winston in there, but Winston just doesn't have the same mobility to disengage. Once you've dived in as Winston, you've got to wait for your jump to reset, and you're a huge target. Yeah, you've got your bubble, but if you don't have your D.Va to fly in with you to defense matrix, you're a big target. Whereas Hammond has that ability just to come in, disrupt, and get out again. So maybe they don't want to play up against the quad DPS. But we're going to be going to mecha base. You see a lot of Snoats, a lot of Mace-centered goats on this map. Do you reckon we'll be seeing that?
Mecha base will just be seeing a normal Ryan goats. Obviously, they banned that Wrecking Ball, which means that Ryan is still viable. So, Ryan goats, here we go. And maybe Widowmaker as well. There are some sneaky positions they can get in, and Tracer.
Just a reminder for those just joining us, there is a MVP vote in the Twitch chat for your favourite player. So make sure you're voting so that your favourite player has a better chance of getting MVP. There's some interesting picks that if I had the opportunity. I don't know what that poll's looking like at the moment. We're going to find out after this series, so make sure you vote in MVP.
MVP. MVP.
Maybe I'll find out your MVP picks towards the end of the game as well. I'm interested to hear what they are.
Sure. Yeah, it might surprise you, it might not. We'll see. It might change map to map though. Depends on how they perform.
Let's see how the teams perform here. We're going to see Goats coming out from Luminescent here. But we've got the Zen Goats with the May, the Snoats, if you will, from Spectre. And both teams take the same route, fighting out on the high ground. We see the wall come up, doesn't manage to separate too much off, and Trusty gets the first pick onto Flare, gets 2k there as Trusty's been doing so well on the Brigitte, actually. Impressed me throughout this map. We're talking about early picks in fights on Iconvold, and Swaggy Turtle getting a lot of them, but Trusty's been doing equally good as well. Point does flip to Luminescent. They're going to get the percentage ticking up. But Spectre now back in the action. There we go, Trusty in the kill feed again, getting the first pick in this fight. Marshy is down, it's a 6v5. We see the charge there though from Sokatoa. Sometimes you just got to hit that shift, right? Good defense, good position here from Luminescent. They're just trying to work out which direction Spectre are coming from. They choose to go the other way. Good use of the wall to block any incoming attack there from Luminescent, and an excellent Bionade. And oh my gosh, the shatter from Hudson there just manages to catch the shield. So doesn't manage to catch much else. Abilities does go down to Mummy here. We see the shatter coming out from Sokatoa, but they're all caught in a Graviton Surge, and there's the Diva Bomb. But great wall there to save them from the self-destruct, but doesn't save them from the ruthless aggression of Luminescent pushing forward and just pumping in the damage into that Graviton Surge.
Whoa. Look who's on top here. It is Blue Team, Team Luminescent Gaming, and we might actually see Team Spectre Leviathan coming back here with a reverse takeover. That's some prediction anyways, based on the out economy on hand here.
That's sweet, we'll see if it comes out. A Blizzard is certainly coming out on the point here though. Doesn't manage to catch too much. We do see a Transcendence coming out from abilities, just trying to keep the rest of Spectre alive. They managed to flip the point as well. So Katoa getting a pick onto Trusty. This is what they needed. Already up to 84%. Oh, the point flips back though to Luminescent. So that's still ticking up there, forcing Spectre to use some more ults, use that Earth Shatter. And they will flip it, but it's going to be 90-odd% in favour of Luminescent. You gotta be happy.
That retake was costly, shall I say. That was weird, because the Graviton Surge shouldn't be used there. Like, they already won the fight, they just need to clean up there. That shadow was justified-esque, but the Graviton Surge, bye to your game plan. Your out economy is just bad right now. Because you gotta remember that you're only on 30% and the enemy team just need one fight to win the round here.
Yeah, Spectre have to win every single fight here. They do have the sound barrier, doesn't manage to save abilities though. Shatter now coming out from Hudson as well, puts 3 of the debating team on their back. And Luminescent pushing forward, they can smell the victory here already. And they're going to take Mega Base, it looks like, unless Luminescent can get back. But 97, 98, 99, I think this is a bit too much of an ask. They might just get there though. Marshy looking to touch. Oh, just goes the wrong side of that wall. Doesn't manage to touch there. Would have been pretty tough ask for Spectre to take that point back anyway. So there we go, Luminescent. First map to them.
GG's. I think coming back here, right now they are 1-0 down, but then I think that they'll once again come out on top. If you remember on Iconvold there, they were sort of losing us, but then they got their shit together and they started winning. On, obviously Hanamura as well. when they sort of looked like they were getting snowballed on the first point, but then they got their stuff together and then they started killing again.
Interesting compositions here as well from both teams. Luminescent running with the traditional Zen Goats. Sokotoa though on the Winston. So a little bit more mobility perhaps for Team Spectre. They're using that to control some of the high ground now. Galicia up the top there, trying to contest a little bit, has to drop down for some healing. We will see the charge from Hudson, doesn't manage to catch much. He's going to back off here, taking a little bit too much damage. Try hard for the win, goes down early on as well. Looks like Spectre are coming back with a vengeance here. They want to get back into this game.
Yeah, definitely get back into this game, and they will, as expected here. And on the team, they do have that Transcendence online, and they have that rally up online. So before the fight even starts, I think they'll rally, go in, click some heads, kill some people, and win the team fight.
Let's see what they do, because Luminescence contesting the high ground here that the tanks of Spectre were holding. Doing a good job forcing them off there. In fact, Sokotoa goes down to Galicia there, so it will be a 6v5. We see rallies coming out from both sides, but the kills are all blue here. Luminescence looking to get back onto that point, get that point flipped as quickly as possible so that they can get that percentage ticking up. And I like the change from Hudson there onto the Winston as well. They're looking to outmatch their opponents here.
Yeah, feels bad, man. Feels bad. But you know, here the enemy team has 4 ults, and the enemy team also has 4 ults, so it's even. Whoever baits the ult first and makes it ineffective will win the team fight here.
Both teams maybe trying to bait things out. Both Winstons diving here. We see the Graviton Surge though coming out from Mummy. There's a Transcendence in response, but the self-destruct from Galicia does find McConqueror there, so really good early pick on in that fight as well. McConqueror just 5% off of the Graviton Surge, and that forces Spectre all the way back to spawn, and Hudson with a Primal Rage just punching them back in there for good measure.
Well, you know, Sokotoa was so close to dying. He was like literally 27 HP. Somehow he survived that.
All about survival. Sometimes Hudson, again, on the high ground with the Winston. Looking for opportunities, looking to keep control of that high ground. With these higher mobility goat-style comps, with the dive tanks, you want to contest the high ground as much as possible. And now we see the self-destruct though coming out from Nakanamiku there, does manage to get Swaggy Turtle, and in the meantime Sokotoa getting the D-Mech as well. Spectre pushing forward onto the point, Sokotoa in that kill feed a lot this time round, using that Tesla cannon to great effect. Hudson though diving to the high ground, just gets finished off, and the point will flip again it seems.
Operating at optimal levels.
Yeah. For Team Spectre, Leviathan, they do have that Primal Rage, they do have the Transcendence, and on the other team here, Team Luminescent, they do have that bomb online, so we'll have to see how they use it. Obviously, I think that they will save the bomb and only Transcendence. Here we go.
We see the Transcendence coming out early from both sides. No one in the kill feed as yet. A little bit too much healing. We see the Primal there coming out from Sokotoa, and now the Graviton coming out from a Conqueror. And look at this. Kill feed is red here. Spectre know that if they win out on this map, they will take the Series 3. Sorry, not on this map. They'll have to win this and then win Sanctuary as well. But they're one step closer to doing that. 86% in their favor. And Luminescent need to get someone to touch point. This is getting hairy for them now.
Yeah, indeed, and the south. Oof, that gets no one. It was just a yoink bomb. Hopefully you just get someone by just throwing it in.
Doesn't need to though, really. They've managed to get a few kills themselves. Galicia will find Sokotoa with the self-destruct. However, the rest of Galicia's team pretty much already dead, apart from Hudson looking to get some environmental. Try and save the day here. A little bit of a tough ask, though it is in overtime here, and Spectre, we can just finish off the remainder of Luminescent who are on the point. We see the Hammond coming out, the Wrecking Ball from Mummy. Remember, Luminescent can use the Wrecking Ball. It is only Spectre that can't, with the hero ban system we have in place. It is 1-1. So this is pretty exciting. This is the deciding map here, really. If Luminescent want to stay in the series, they've got to win out on this.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tight between them two, but always the storyline here is Spectre Leviathan coming out on top, no matter how the map might look at the start, but at the end, it's always them that comes out on top.
Well, we'll see how they do.
Yeah, we'll
first.
see. Yeah, but that's how I think it'll go overall.
Well, we've got a mirror matchup here, so the opportunity for both sides to show their prowess on these 3-3 compositions. Both sides just jockeying position around that little drum there, using their cooldowns effectively. McConqueror using the bubble just to get a little bit of charge. Backing off now, waiting for cooldowns to reset. 5 points till the point unlocks, and Sokotoa does go down first, giving the advantage here to Luminescent. And they're getting aggressive now as well. Trusty, you can trust Trusty to get aggressive when the fight is in the favor of his team. That's exactly what he does. And Luminescent taking the point first again.
Yeah, right then the Reinhardt was really low, and then he wasn't healed, so bye-bye Reinhardt.
Need that healing to stay alive, especially if you're Reinhardt. No ability self-heal, no ability to stop damage coming in other than you should. Spectre though, almost
Watch
back
out for the shatter from Hudson.
Hudson looking for that shatter. Oh, we see the stun come out onto Sokotoa, but now the shatter comes out. 4 on their backs with the Transcendence was up, so there's already a little bit of healing coming towards the Team Spectre. They managed to stay alive for a little bit, but Sokotoa goes down again. Seems to me that Luminescent here know that Sokotoa is like a really dominant main tank, and they're putting a lot of resources into making sure that he falls early on in these fights.
Yeah, indeed, but I think that with great focus comes. I mean, there must be a reason that he is getting focused on, so he must show that reason why and come out on top.
Yeah, what I'd like to see maybe some soft disengages here from Spectre when they've used some cooldowns. Oh, we do see the shatter though coming out from Sokotoa. No real chance for his team to follow up at the moment though, and now we've got an on it's a Glacier with a 3k. That's what you love to see with a bigger bang combo there. A couple of ults now out of the way though, so we'll see what Spectre can do with that going into the next fight. They will have a Grav online.
Hey, but look out, they do have that Graviton Surge, and they do have that Graviton Surge bomb combo, so we'll have to see. Whoever gets the bigger shatter or bigger bomb.
I mean, he's just trying to get back into the fight. Spectre trying to touch the point here. They do manage to catch some people in the Graviton. We see the self-destruct come over, doesn't manage to get through the wall there though. All the kills are blue. Seems to me that Luminescent making a bit of a comeback here. They just need to win this map, win this fight, and they are still in this series. It looks as though they're going to be doing exactly Hudson finishing off this map with a lovely fire strike there as well. So they wanted to play this map, and looks like they were well prepared for this control map startup. We will see a play of the game. Interesting to see who it was here. I think it might be the Diva Bomb. Yeah, this is going to be the 3k, right?
Yeah, that's I think a 4k bomb.
4k, even more impressive. Oh, there we go. He's got this up. There we go. Gets
yeah, 3k.
3k. Oh, with the D-Mech as well, so quadruple kill for 3.5,
Yeah.
I'd say. But okay, so Luminescent have put a win on the board, and remember this is in the lower bracket. Team that here out of the competition, fighting for their lives. If you're Luminescent, this is gotta be a feels-good moment there. It was a neck and neck for a little bit, especially when Spectre managed to even it up on downtown. So we'll see. Now that this has been reversed, the hero bans are going to be going the other way. Spectre's going to get the choice of which hero they ban. So it's going to be interesting to see which hero they ban, and also which map that Luminescent will now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, looking at this, I think they'll definitely ban Hammond again. Hopefully not, as they might. The next map might not affect Hammond as much. The Hammond won't have as much effect. But I don't get why you ban Hammond on Busan though. He doesn't have that much of a say in how you win Busan, so quite weird.
Maybe they were worried about just the skill of Sokotoa there, and on downtown especially, there's some high ground points is interesting. But Spectre are going to get the hero ban now, so their first time banning a hero in this, and they ban Zen. Okay, they're banning Zenyatta, and they want to play Anubis here. The ban from Luminescent was Route 66. Anubis? They want to go to Anubis, but it's not in the map pool actually, so they may want to go there, but they won't quite get there. It's all the way across the world. Looks like we might have to go
to Paris.
Go to Paris. I don't think Paris is in the map pool, is it?
No, it's not. It will be in a long time.
That would have been interesting to see. We'll see what they come up with.
I was begging for the Paris map, but it won't come. I'm just sad. Really sad. Sad and lonely.
Beautiful map. How can you be sad and lonely when you're playing in Paris, right? It's when it finally comes out. Well, it came out in comp yesterday, I think, but not in this competition as yet. So hopefully next time round we might get to see a little bit of Paris play. And for you viewers at home that have been these players play, remember there is an MVP that you can vote on in Twitch chat. So make sure you do. Make sure you vote for your favourite player. We've seen some really good play from a lot of players already, actually. So I'm going to be interested to see what you guys think of the players. Who you think was the MVP of the match? Doesn't have to be from the winning team, remember? Could be winning or the losing team. We don't know who's going to win or lose yet. There was some predictions here. I seen Sokotoa when we interviewed him prior to the match. Said he thought it was going to be a 3-2. So it's now a 2-1. It's a little bit closer to his prediction there.
Yeah, we'll have to see. My prediction now turns to 3-1 over to Luminescent Gaming.
Okay, we'll see if that happens. Looks like we're going to Horizon, so this is going to be...
How do you vote? I'm trying to vote, but how do you vote?
You should be able to bring up, so when you look at the main chat window, the main viewing window, like on Twitch, there's a little thing that pops up, and you just click on it, and it expands. It's in the Twitch panels. Just scroll down.
Twitch. Okay. Twitch picks.
So it's in the Twitch. It's in the panels. If you just scroll down, you should be able to find it there. In Twitch
is it Twitch picks?
Yes, it is.
It says there's nothing to vote on right now.
And now the players are looking to vote for themselves. I think we're just looking into that right now, so maybe just refresh the page as well. If you're having some issues with that, should be up. And a lot of the players here are looking to vote for themselves or other teammates, seems like. Whilst we're waiting for
Dum-Dum. Okay, let me see. Still, it says there's nothing to vote on right now. I'm not joking.
Okay, well, I'm sure that's being looked into, so we'll get a quick update on that. It should be working, but we'll have a look into that. In the meantime, we are going to Horizon. And
Horizon Lunar Colony. I think we'll be seeing some Bastion compositions here.
Maybe so. I'm just trying to remember. It was Zenyatta that was banned, wasn't it? So that's interesting because you can still play a lot of Goats compositions. You can play Ana Goats or even Moira Goats if you wanted to. So it doesn't change that much up. It just makes your Reinhardt's life a little easier if you're suffering because of those discords, I guess. So we'll see how these teams stack up against each other.
Spectre Leviathan coming out on top here.
You've been saying it, man. I don't know. I think Luminescent might be making a bit of... They will be going with the Anagoats. Although they made the hero ban, but they can still play Zenyatta. The hero ban only affects the opposing team here. And as I say that, it was Spectre, wasn't it, that got the hero ban because they lost the last map. I was just so used to them winning maps, you know. So Tryhard for the win will be on the Ana rather than Zenyatta. Maybe Spectre just really liked the play of Tryhard there and didn't want to take that extra damage. But this is a good map for Ana if you're playing Ghosts on defense. There's some good angles to get those biotic grenades. The attack
for sure.
It allows it gives abilities the ability to play Zenyatta with other team COD. So those discords won't matter when you get hit with a biotic grenade like that. I think this fight is going to be over pretty damn quickly, especially with Mummy getting the kill on player there as well. That was a really good defense, really good biotic grenade from Tryhard. When Spectre get back in the action though, abilities is going to have that discord, which is going to put a lot of pressure onto Hudson really. If you're a Reinhardt and you've got a discord on you, and the opposing Reinhardt has a harmony on him, and you don't have a Zenyatta of your own, that can be pretty.
Well, remember here, I think that's gonna be, you know, they're trying to figure out how to counter this comp, and when they find out how to counter this comp, they're gonna win.
Well, let's see what they do. Because Spectre choosing to rotate right up onto the high ground here. Sokotoa should be enabled here by the Harmony Orb and also the Discord, which I expect is going to go onto Luminescent's front line here. And Spectre now on point, duking it out. Still looking at where that Discord Orb is going to be going. Trusty getting the pick onto Flare though early on. That is not looking good there for Spectre. Trusty again in the kill feed. Looks like it's going to be a reset again from Team Spectre. Look at the ults here, Raygon. This is it's going to be difficult. Mummy's got the Graviton already.
Yeah, well, I think that there should be some Graviton Surge and Bomb combo coming out here when they do come out on that platform. When they do finally get grouped up and go in.
Less than 2 minutes left on the clock as well. Spectre maybe wanting to push into this fight, force out some alternates, but I'll tell you what, Nekonomika forces out an ultimate by eating Mummy's grab there. I think that's the first eating Graviton we've seen all match, but it doesn't matter. Hudson with a massive shatter there puts most Spectre on their backs. Not too much in the way of follow-up though. Might not need it. This brawl is fighting on the steps. Trusty getting a pick as well. 1 minute 23 left on the clock. Some ultimates forced out from the defense though.
Yeah, but they didn't use the bomb. They only used the Graviton Surge, and now once again online. So I don't think that much was accomplished there, except feeding the enemy outcharge.
We'll see what they can do, because they've realistically got one more attempt here. They've got Marshy's sound barrier. Sokotoa with the shatter as well. He's going to need to make something happen. McConqueror on the Wrecking Ball. Able to get onto point, put a little bit of pressure on there, forcing Luminescent to drop down onto point to contest. Sokotoa having to keep the shield up to avoid a lot of that poke damage. We see the shatter coming out, doesn't manage to catch much. The self-destruct coming over the top doesn't catch anything either. However, the whole of Spectre are caught in that Graviton. There is a Transcendence though from abilities to keep them alive. McConqueror looking to get some picks. However, ends up bionated, has to back off point. The kill feed is looking blue here. 16 seconds left on the clock as well. I'm not sure if Spectre are going to be able to make it back to point. And if they do, they're not going to be able to make it back in with numbers.
Well, you never know here. I think they will not. Dang it! I think I cast a custom.
Trusty there with the shield bash onto McConqueror. He had a dream. Unfortunately, didn't quite get him to the point, and 0% capture progress. So this is looking good for Luminescent here. They've got a lot of time, and they don't actually have to achieve that much in order to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, just one tick. That's all you need, and one tick I think they will get. So it will be quite interesting to see how they will approach this one tick fight. Maybe something crazy, maybe something just safe, easy to retake. Some, just because that it just all you need is one tick, so should be quite easy to recontest here. We'll have to see.
We'll see what they do. We will have McConqueror on the junk in defense, which first time we've seen Junkrat play today. I know we were talking about him earlier. What would you expect to see from McConqueror on the defense here?
Bastion Orisa. I'm serious. A Bastion and Orisa.
Flare on the Ashe as well. First time we've seen Ashe on this series, during the series. Khaleesi there starting off on the Sombra. Going out to do a little bit of scouting to see what the defense have in store for Luminescent. I like this. Allows them to change their comp early on. However, does fall to McConqueror already. And looks as though Luminescent choosing to go where the Anna goes. I think they're going to be happy with that. I'm going to be looking at Trusty as well. Trusty has been getting a lot of early picks and have managed to do the same at this fight. That could be it for the defense of Spectre. We do see Luminescent rotate up to the high ground. We see the counter rotation now as well out from Spectre. Happy to stand behind Sokotoa's Orisha shield. Pump in the damage there. They do have the Ashe and they've got the Junkrat as well. So that is a lot of DPS. Charging up ultimates there as well. McConqueror 64% on the way to that tire. Hudson there charging in, trying to get a kill. Flare gets picked up in the air by the fire strike. Fantastic aim there from Hudson. 2 picks for Luminescent. They're looking to get onto point and finish off this fight early. The charge coming in from Hudson there as well. Trusty just getting the last bit of damage done, getting on the kill feed. We will see the tire come out, but it's too little too late. Luminescent take another map here. We've got a series on our hands. We are 2-2.
I cast a custom. I feel bad now.
Oh, here we go. We've got Trusty the Brig in the play of the game. Shield bash. Hold left click. Put some pressure on. Get some kills. Do some healing. Do all the stuff that Brig does so well. Trusty's been impressing me. 88% kill participation for Trusty. So you can trust in him to do his job. That's all I'm saying. But
yeah,
now...
for sure. Again, Hanamura, there was like 3 cards that belonged to them that was nutty. And then once again on Eichenwald as well, there was 4 cards that was nutty. So right now they're just making sure that they translate those cards into action, making sure that they do execute properly. And it was beautiful that they came out on top at the end.
Yes, indeed, and I couldn't actually predict what the score is going to be here, and I think Sokotoa is right. Whatever happens here, if you're just joining us, Sokotoa, one of the players for Spectre, was interviewed prior to this matchup, said it was going to end 3-2 one way or the other, so I don't know, maybe it's foresight here. And if you like Sokotoa or any of the players in this matchup, please make sure you vote for your MVP, which should be in the Twitch chat panels, and I'm sure the players will greatly appreciate it, especially the end of game here. But we'll see which bans and picks are going to be made now. So let's have a look. I think the team's still deciding here. Would you stick with a similar hero ban? Would you ban Zenyatta again if you're Spectre, or would you mix it up a bit?
Well, I would definitely mix it up a bit because we need to catch them off guard. It's like literally win or lose yet. It's 2-2, one map wins all. So maybe mix things up that tailors to your strategy per se. So think of what can counter your compositions. So you just ban the main character, not the main character, sorry, one of the heroes that can possibly counter your compositions and go from there.
Oof. And speaking of bans, I think we have it. I think Mei has been banned. And it looks like we're going to be going to Lijiang Tower as well. So that's going to be to play Mei, because you have all those little little choke points that you can use those walls to great effect to separate the enemy team. So going to be interesting. Remember, that does actually allow Spectre to play the Mei. The ban only works on a single hero, on a single team, so it works on the opposing team. So Spectre's still able to play the Mei. Luminescent are not. So if you can't see the chat at home, but one of the players said all of our plans spoiled Pepe Han. So maybe they wanted to play the Mei, maybe they weren't. We'll see. We'll see. And we will be going into the game very shortly here. And I'm excited to see which of the Lijiang Tower maps pops up first.
Well, I think the Lijiang Tower doesn't really affect me as much, so yeah, there's always a plan B. Not to worry here, lads.
We will be going to Night Market. And we saw some pretty epic Lucio Blade from Swaggy Turtle earlier on Involved, our first map of the day. A lot of environmental kills. We choose to play Lucio again on this map. There's also a lot of opportunities for environmental kills, so I do like watching them. I like casting them, I like seeing them. Don't like being on the opposite end of them when I'm playing them.
Yeah, for sure. You always worry you getting booped off and just looking around, making sure that Lucio isn't anywhere close to you, but he's always there watching on the high ground, on the low ground, just wall riding there, ready to boop you off.
I like this. So Spectre Conqueror is already on the Mei. We'll see if she chooses to stick with that when they come out of spawn, but if that's a hero they want to run, and they know the opposing team cannot run that hero, it can be interesting. We've got Tryhard on the Doomfist. No, switched off to the Zen. I got debated. Always debated. I do like these crazy hero picks, but Zen Goat's coming out from Luminescent. What do you think of this Mei pick from a Conqueror?
Oh, man, Conqueror will have to show me that he can utilize those walls pretty well to isolate the opponent.
So Katoa already off the edge. What happened there?
I don't know. Someone slipped. Keyboard
see
slipping.
The reset. That was unfortunate. I think just walked off the edge. I don't think the opposing team should do with that. So you gotta be happy with Luminescent. Get the point for free. No real action as yet, but Spectre now back. Looking to get back in the action. Forget that ever happened. They're gonna have to watch out for the boots of Swaggy Turtle there. And now we see the charge from Sokotoa. I think that was a charge he tried to make this time. And they managed to flip the point as well. There's no one from Luminescent on the point. They're gonna have to get back, contest this, and win out on this fight. No ultimates available as yet. Both teams jockeying for position. We see the wall go up, but Conqueror getting the pick onto Mummy there as well. The headshot using those icicles do a hell of a lot of damage if you manage to click heads with them. And I can't believe this. This is a Spectre taking back the point here, getting the kills and forcing Luminescence back.
Back you go, my boys. But the Mei wall, yeah, it's paying off. It's isolated. Loads of target here. That was killed. Oh, beautiful. Now you gotta go back because they do have that spawn advantage if you stay there. But just to remind everyone here, we might see a shatter war here. Whoever gets the biggest shatter will win the fight. But then Gravelon Surge, maybe a Gravelon Surge with a Mei ult.
Oh, we see, oh my gosh, Shatter's coming out the Blizzard as well, giving me chills here. Hudson gets the pick onto Conqueror. This could be the opportunity that Luminescent need. They're pushing forward with the Transcendence now, but both grabs coming out, both teams caught up in them. Tryhard does full. We see both sound barriers come out as well, so a lot of staying power for both sides. In the meantime, the percentage is going up in favour of Spectre. So Kotoa getting a pick onto his opposite number there as well. We see the hammer come down, doesn't get too much value, but looks like this is ticking up in favour of Spectre, and now they're getting aggressive as well, looking to get those staggers.
Bye bye. Oh. Got that bomb there, wasted. You have to remember that you still have so much fight left. It's 11 v 99%.
Are they going to be able to touch it? Looks like they will be able to. 99%. They do manage to get Gleesha and Swaggy Turtle onto the point. Nearly flip it, forcing Spectre back onto the point. Make sure it doesn't fall. We see the shatter coming out from Hudson. Doesn't manage to catch too much. And a great Graviton Surge there as well from Nakanamuku there, keeping the opposite team off the point. Now we see the grab coming out from Mummy. Tryhard and Hudson getting some kills as well. I think Luminescent might be able to flip this, but they've got to keep people on the point and they've got to get those kills. Hudson managing to kill Flare there. Nakanamuku there, keeping the dream alive though from Spectre. Getting those picks not off the point as yet, and we do have McConqueror on that May, nearly with the next Blizzard as well. Is it coming out? Yes, it is, and Swaggy Turtle falls as well. I can't believe this fight is going on for so long. Looks as though it will be Spectre winning out just. Tryhard trying to touch at the end there, so is Mummy. Don't manage to get there. So Spectre 1-0 up on Lijiang Tower.
A little secret to you there is that the May walls are paying off. I mean, it's pretty good. You outdefied me. You made sure that those May walls was justified and it was put to good use. Well done to you. But they must know that the May wall is coming out, so they must bait it out. And this map right here is where the May wall is best utilized in Lijiang. Because of the little, it's like there's little doors that you can just put the May wall up and nobody can walk through. Yeah, lots of isolation points that you need to watch out for.
The red team here, Spectre, with the May, with McConqueror, looking to utilize those all straight effect. But if Luminescent is already on point. Trusty falls early though, so that is not looking good for them. They may be on point, but they're unlocked as yet. Spectre pushing forward now, trying to get a few more kills here. It will be Hudson that gets the charge, though, onto Sokotoa. It's finished off pretty quickly by the Zarya of Nakanamuku there. And this first fight looks like it's going to be going Spectre, and if you've got the May, you've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, for sure, those little walls are paying off, and definitely this map requires a lot of wall control. Like, you see the May right here, walling off. Oh, bye-bye Ryan, you're dead.
Should be dead then. The bubble just coming through from Mummy keeping alive. They are now caught in the Graviton Surge though, and the amount of damage that was coming into there was fantastic, allowing Sokotoa as well just to swing away and charge that. Shatter, a team kill there, deservedly so for Spectre.
Both enemy team does have Shatter here, so we have to watch out on guess the bigger Shatter who utilizes Shatter better.
This is the final map of the series. Final match of the series. We see both Shatters going down at the same time. We've got the Transcendence out as well. It's an absolute ult fiesta in this corridor. The Blizzard though coming out from a Conqueror right at the very end there is probably going to win this out for Spectre. After all the ults have been used, it was the Blizzard there that kept that percentage ticking in favour of Spectre. If Nessus need to come back, they need to win this map to stay in the series on Lijiang, and that percentage is ticking up in favour of Spectre all this time.
I mean, 60%, and you know, Lijiang Tower is just one of those maps that if you start to win, it'll be hard to recontest. And yeah, okay, they're choosing that pathing. That is better, because if they do go to the other pathing, oh, the Mayo was messed up. This is bad. recontesting.
This timing with that Maywall there. But they do get back on point, and Luminous was there, caught in the Graviton Surge. Not able to do much about it though. We are on 88%. So Luminescence need to win out on this fight if they want to stay in this series. They need some kills. We see the self-destruct coming out now from Glacier. Doesn't manage to catch anyone, unfortunately for him. And Swaggy Turtle trying to keep the dream alive. I think this is it though, 99%. We see the shatter coming out from Swaggy Turtle. We see the wall at the very end of the game, stopping Luminescence getting back onto the point there. And Spectre, Leviathan, will take this. Wow, what a dominant performance at the end there. They've really stepped up their game.
Yeah, well, it's GG's to them. My MVP here is Mummy carrying his team back into contention for the match. You know, Mummy always seems to have that Graviton Surge before anybody does, and Mummy always seems to, you know, do those damage, getting those kills, being high charge. I think if there's an average energy that I can see for Mummy, it would be 6% plus, and that's the minimum.
Yeah, that's some good play from both sides. I really like Trusty's play. I know Luminescence didn't manage to win out in the series in the end, but they put up a really good fight, and Trusty really impressed me on the Brigitte as well. I know this is one of those characters where if you're playing it right and your name's not in the kill feed, you can still be doing a really good job. But Trusty was in the kill feed a lot, playing the Brigitte very, very aggressively. So Trusty impressed me a lot there. But we'll see what the Twitch MVP was shortly. Make sure you stay on. We're going to have a bit of an interview as well for one of the players. I think it is going to be McConqueror. So that's going to be interesting. Just seen him on the May there at the end of Lijiang Tower. That was a pleasure to watch. So we'll be introducing him shortly. And I think, yes, he is in the Discord already. Firstly, congratulations. How did you feel it went the whole way, for sure?
The two maps that we lost actually was kind of my fault because I was calling for comps that we did not actually practice in scrims. So that's just a mess up on my part. But other than that, everyone performed really well.
And how did you like the banning system here? Because it seemed to work into your favour, especially on that last map, especially on Lijiang Tower, where you were able to play that May, and there was nothing much that Luminescence could really do about it.
Yeah, I just thought once we got to Lijiang, it's just easy clap because me practicing May recently over this week just allowed us to roll. It's just easy win.
It was really impressive there. That I can't lie. There were some really, really good walls, and I like the aggression as well. Control center, especially, you were really forcing Luminescence into the enemy spawn. I was going to say, this match started off with you guys getting some pretty convincing wins. I mean, Eichenwald was pretty close. What was going through your head towards the end of Eichenwald there?
Towards the end of point, it was kind of just scrambled, actually. Are you talking end of attack, or end of defense?
But either or, really. It was close on either side, but really on the at the point, I think you were on defense, weren't you? And you just managed to hold out in the end.
In the end, when I switched off to the Doomfist, it was kind of just like a last-minute pick. I mean, Doomfist has always been like my special character, I would say. Like, I specialize in him.
Yeah.
But with the nerfs, he's more of just like an overtime last-minute pick now. So it's just good to have the hours behind, I guess.
Yeah, sure. And like there were a couple of times throughout that series where team fights devolved into a lot of kind of one-on-one fights or two-on-one. Did you feel that your team had the edge when the team fights devolved there? Did you feel you had the mechanical edge, or do you think you won out in the end because of your tactics and because of your coordination and communication?
A little bit of mechanical skill, but us to be able to recuperate mid-match or mid-skirmish, and then just be able to pick off each one. one by one.
And with your hero bans, what was the reasoning behind them? Like, from Luminescent's point of view, it was kind of easy to see that they weren't too pleased with the Hammond play, certainly having an effect on them, it seemed. But what were the reasons behind your hero bans?
Our hero bans? Well,
Yeah.
since we've noticed that they're more of a ghost-centric team, we're just kind of like trying to mess with their plans of like a Zen Ghost all the time, just to get them out of their comfort zone a little bit.
Sure. That was a very intelligent picks there. Hanamura, actually, the defense on there with the bunker strat as well. Is that something you pre-planned, or did you decide that as you?
We've been practicing Sim Bastion on defense constantly, but the Torb was last minute.
I was gonna say, obviously we've seen some Torb recently in Overwatch League, but I wasn't expecting a Torb there. I'm sure the opposing team weren't either. Was that just a bit of a fun pick?
I mean, I had time on Torb before, so it's a fun pick, basically. Fun, but can still work.
It certainly can. We've seen it work in Overwatch League to some effect there. But I like the symmetry usage on second point there as well. The team teleporting across, like sort of instant rotation and stuff. That was really good. What do you think won that out for you there? Because I know we discussed it during the cast a little bit, but what do you think won out that for Hanamura? What could your opposing team have done a little bit differently that might have thrown you off?
I would just say maybe their comps could have been a bit different. Maybe a sim of their own, so they could build a wall quick and then be able to contest for a bit more. Take out the diva that would be contesting against them.
Okay. And I do have to congratulate you once more, not only on your team's victory, but looks like you got Twitch MVP here at Conqueror, so congratulations.
Big.
Just had the news in there, so I think well deserved as well. You had quite a large hero pool, and it was really fun watching you play those different heroes as well. So big question now, you've won through, you're going through to the next round of the lower bracket here, so obviously this is a format where you can still get through to the grand finals, right?
Yeah.
What are you looking to do in your next match? Just more of the same, or like I know you mentioned that you made a few compositional choices that perhaps you wish you didn't in this matchup. Are you going to be thinking about those going forward, or what are your thoughts on?
A little bit more the same, but the maps that we've been banning, like Ilias, maybe set up comps for those.
Sure.
Some special comps, maybe some more Torb.
Oh, is that why you were banning them, because you didn't have your comps thought out for them? Okay, interesting. That's another good thing about map bans, right? You can try and get rid of those that you're not that comfortable on. But... The
original roster we would have for Dorado, he wasn't able to show up, so.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was good. I like the maps that were played today. It was good seeing them. I like the compositions as well. I think the compositional flair was really fun to watch. We are unfortunately going to have to wrap up this interview now, so I'd just like to thank you, Conqueror, for and your team and the opposing team as well for playing. But thank you for the interview, and congratulations on
Thank you for the
MVP.
opportunity.
Hey, no problem whatsoever. And good luck with the rest of the tournament as well. I'm sure we'll see you further down the line for another cast. But
for sure.
That's going to be it from myself and from Raygon for the time being. But there is another match coming up after this, which is Pinata Nation versus Rip D2, which is at 10 PM EST. So make sure you tune in because we're going to have some more great Overwatch Watchers Brawl. And again, another decent matchup here as well. This is in the higher bracket as well, so both these teams playing to get through to the semi-finals of the upper bracket. So make sure you tune in for that. I will be leaving you, but I think Raygon's going to be staying on, and another cast is going to be coming in and casting that. So I think I'm going to chill in, chat, and maybe vote for my MVP at the next match. So thank you all very much for joining us, and that
Calling
is it.
for some Torb.
Calling for some Torb indeed.